It is Tuesday. It is 10:30. So this is Tuesday Talks at 10:30, where I come on every Tuesday at 10:30 and we just chat. We have a conversation about different things. I want to talk about things that maybe you're not comfortable in talking to other people about in the spiritual community. Maybe you just don't completely understand it, or you feel like you're different or weird or whatever the case may be. But this is a time where we just sit down and we chit chat and we just think about things that we can ponder on, that we can grow or can expand our minds and our beings about. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So I want to go over the events first while everybody is coming on. Tomorrow, July 11th, I think there's one seat left for the past life regression at the Awake Spa in Chambersburg. The 25th, I'm coming back to the Awake Spa for a intimate group reading. I think there might be 6 seats left. I'll be in Bel Air in July 28th through the 30th with privates. The 29th is the intimate group, and then the 30th, I'll be in Havre de Grace for an intimate group at Haven. And then I'm back in August in Bel Air. So you can check the website for all of the available things that are open. I have recently opened up some more privates here in Chambersburg, and I'll be doing a group reading here at Hip Gypsy very soon. I just have to get it on the books. If you're interested in scheduling an appointment or hosting, get in touch with me. It's always fun. It's always uplifting and healing to be able to do that. So good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, everyone. So let's start talking. So I've been doing a lot of reading, a lot of researching, a lot of meditating on spirituality, on how it feels and seems within the body and how people come about it in different ways and what the belief systems are, and to try and find the balance of the vibration in my own alignment, because I have a lot of people coming to me that will ask me about how do I walk my spiritual walk. I feel like I'm on this spiritual journey. I feel like there's an awakening coming. And you know, it's been a huge buzzword for a long time. Alignment, awakening. And I feel like we're overthinking it. We're overthinking what should come naturally to us. Where the problem lies is that the logical brain goes, I have to see the scientific facts about this. I have to visually see it in order to believe it. Well, sometimes with spirituality, you don't visually see it. You just know it. You just have this knowing. So in pondering about this, in meditating and thinking about all of this, and by the way, tonight on the podcast, I'm going to be talking about a few things, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But Jeff showed me this write-up 2 days ago, I guess it was. And to me, it's synchronicity. So the things that, and he knows I'm this woo-woo, spiritual, want to jump into and get as much information as possible. Not that all information that you read or that I read is correct or it aligns with our thought process, but it gives us another author's experience and interpretation so that when you hear something similar, you can go, oh, I've heard of that before. I've never experienced it, but I've heard about it. So I wanted to read to you this, it's like a daily meditation or a daily thought, and it's from the 24-hour book. So it says, your life has been given to you mainly for the purpose of training your soul. Remember how we talk about Earth School? This is our Earth School for our higher meaning and spiritual school. The life we live is not so much about the body as it is the soul. We often choose the best ways and do things that suits the body, not what best suits the soul. Creator, God, the God force, however you want to look at it, wants you to choose what suits your soul as well as the body. Accept this belief, and a wonderful molding of character is the result. But if you reject it, if you ignore this purpose, this feeling, your life gets frustrating and your spiritual progress is delayed. Your soul is being trained by the good choices that you make. Thus, the purpose of your life can be accomplished. So, to me, that was just like, yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. And like I said, I'm talking tonight on the podcast about spirituality, and it goes hand in hand with what I'm talking about today. So I hope that you'll join me tonight at 8 p.m. on Bold Brave Media. Anyway, little commercial there. So let's think about what you give to your body in order to make your body feel good. And then let's look at what suits the soul. So we give the body food and water. It's nourishment. Depending on what you eat, what you drink, will allow that to come out in how your body feels. If you don't get enough water during the day and you do this for days on end, you become dehydrated. It's the lack of nourishment, the fluids in your body. Or if you eat a lot of sugar, you kind of like bounce around. So think about what you're putting in your body and what you're putting in your soul. So how would you compare the two? Well, what do you put in your body? What do you put in your soul? So the nourishment that you're giving into your soul, what are you reading about? What are you thinking about? What are you watching on TV? Does it sit well in the soul? Or does it make you anxious? It's really being mindful of what you see, feel, and hear. How it feels within you, within your heart center, within your soul. We give our body sleep to rest. We feel rejuvenated or refreshed. So maybe the soul needs that as well. Meditating, praying, going for walks, turning your phone off, turning the TV off. Just allowing peace and quiet for rejuvenation of the soul. Whew. We wear clothing to protect us from the elements. When it's cold out, big heavy jackets. When it's hot out, you wear, short sleeves. But maybe you're putting suntan lotion on to protect your body from the elements. So what do you protect your soul from? Negative energy? Do you have boundaries? How do you talk to yourself? How do you allow other people to speak to you? What are the elements around you that you invite and enjoy? And what are the elements that are around you that you need protection from, this big heavy jacket around your soul? We have family and friends that love and support us. So that's what you're giving to the body. Are you giving love and support and that family feeling to your soul? Do you advocate for your beliefs in a peaceful way? That's a big thing with me. I want to hear what you believe in, and I want to know that you're advocating for them. But if you're doing it in a loud, negative manner, I tend to take a step back. These things are not only good for your body, but they're good for the soul. And they go mind, body, spirit. That's the body, the soul, the mind. Everything comes together. We are not just this meat suit over the bones that we have. We are actions, we are thoughts, we are love, we are emotions. So tonight on the podcast, I'm talking about this book that I'm reading. Started it, 2 or 3 days ago, and I'm almost through it. And it's called The Awakened Mind by Dr. Lisa Miller. And sometimes I geek out about the scientific studies that are produced about spirituality. Because for some reason, unless it is scientifically proven, it is not a thing. I don't agree with that. But I love when a case study is done, which is what Dr. Lisa Miller did. She did a case study on the effects that spirituality has on depression or the lack thereof. Having faith to know that whatever comes your way, you have a greater power within you and you'll be able to figure it out. You don't ignore it. It's having the power to plan. So we sometimes plan deep within our hearts. And whether you listen to what's deep within your heart or not can make your life easier or more difficult. And granted, some of the things that are thrown at us, we did not plan, we do not want, it's like, whoa, what happened? But it's having the faith to know that there is a higher power, creator, the divine, that sits within you that will help you figure it out. And in this scientific study, here's where I geek out. In this scientific study, they had a group of people, and it wasn't just 20 or 30, and they've been doing this study since the late 80s. Right now, as I'm reading, it's like 2007 in the book. So they've been doing this case study where they characterize the likelihood of someone walking through depression. They look at the family unit, whether it is separated or still one. They look at spirituality, whether it's religion or a spiritual feeling. So when they ask questions to these participants, they were doing I guess it's like a CAT scan. I can't remember exactly what they called it. And they could see different lights in the brain that would light up when they would talk about different things. And there's a part of the brain, and I should have written it down, but it's at the top part of your brain, that is that fight or flight. It tells you to stay and fight, or it tells you, let's go, let's go, let's go. So what they noticed is when they were talking to the participants and asking them certain questions, certain sectors would light up in the brain. There's a sector in the back of the brain that controls certain, there's just the brain is fascinating to me. Like I said, I geeked out a little bit. And maybe this book would be for you because it is a lot of case studies and things, but oh my God, it's amazing. So as they were asking these questions, they noticed where with some people, there was this light these lights that with the receptors that lit up around the brain where it was the part of the fight or flight. And if the participants were in a certain category, whether it was that their parents had depression or they didn't have a mother or a father for one reason or another, the part where it says fight, that would light up. And the part around it that protected it would grow dim. And those who had a strong faith, spirituality, the fight receptor lit up, and I think it was called the cortex around that also stayed lit. So it was the protection that lit up for the person to go into fight. It's the armor, right? Interesting, right? I hope you think it's interesting. So I think it's fascinating that we're all built these different ways and we all have these different thought processes. And some of us are connected to our mind, body, and spirit. Some of us are getting there and some of us have no interest in doing that. And it's interesting. I feel as if I'm pretty connected to my inner thoughts and my intuition, but I often wonder when I get a premonition, when I get an instinct, when I get this feeling of something that I should or shouldn't do, why do I not choose to listen to that? What's the meaning behind it? And a lot of woo-woo people would say, oh, well, you weren't supposed to because there's a different path for you. And yeah, I get that. But there's also that human brain that says logical, the right brain, left brain, right brain, left brain. Why did my logical brain kick in and say, does it make sense? So I pause and listen, and I try to allow myself to do what I feel is best, not for necessarily my mind, but also the body and the spirit as well. And it's this habit that forms over time. We have a habit that we can, we eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Ever since we were kids, you eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And there's certain times that you start to get hungry. You train the brain, you train your body. When I wake up in the morning, this is what I do. And I've noticed the habits that I have when I wake up in the morning. And when I try and break those habits, I'm like, I feel a little wonky. So if we can train the brain to do certain habits, but we can't train the brain to do exercise so that the body feels better. Like I fight with that sometimes. I wonder why I can say to myself, I'm going to meditate every day before I go to bed. Every morning, I'm going to be thankful. Why can I train my brain and put that into habit? But getting in my car and going to the gym, I can't. I don't know. I've tried it. I quit every time. And maybe it's that thought process right there. Maybe it's that. So it's the only thing that is blocking that is me. I can't blame it on anything else but me. I'm standing in my own way when it comes to certain things. So I was listening to a podcast the other day about Kundalini. And you hear good and bad things about Kundalini. Because with that, you have to have, you don't have to, but you experience this dark night of the soul, where you go within yourself, you see your flaws, you see the traumas, you face them, and you work through them to heal. The bad experiences through Kundalini are those people who get stuck in those experiences and don't work through them. So when they were talking about this, one of the hosts mentioned that in the woo-woo world, everybody talks about your chakras. Oh, this chakra is blocked, or that chakra is blocked, or you need to do this. And he made a quite profound statement where he said, the only chakra in your body that can get blocked is your heart. And all of our emotions are ruled by our heart. Our emotion of love that comes in through the crown, the third eye, the throat, the sacral, the solar plexus. He said it's all ruled by the heart. And I had to think about that for a bit. Because in the past 10 years, I thought to myself, if I'm having a problem having a conversation with someone, my throat chakra must be spinning slowly. I don't like to say that it's blocked. It's on pause. Or if I feel like I'm talking too much, it's spinning too quickly. So I had to think about this a bit. And I realized that love is the center point of what I allow my energy to bring in, the crown chakra. How I visualize things, my third eye. How I speak to myself and to others, my throat chakra. My heart also keeps me balanced and grounded depending on the way I feel in my surroundings. The sacral is all about emotions and pleasure. Again, the heart chakra. The solar plexus is linked to confidence and personal power and self-esteem. There we go, governed by the heart. When you think about the root chakra and the solar, when you think about all of these, it's all controlled from the heart. Our heart chakra is mighty. So let's focus on the center of our being, our heart. It's part of our humanness. It's part of our spirituality. It's part of our soul. It's part of our journey. It's part of our path. If your heart, if you feel fulfilled in your heart, you're going to have a good day. If you feel sad and lost and brokenhearted, where does your mind go? How does your body feel? It's all governed from the heart. And so I wanted to take it a little bit further. In Matthew, it speaks about, and this is the greatest commandment, loving your neighbor as yourself. It's part of the biggest commandment. Love the Lord God with all your heart, with all your soul, and all your mind. This takes you to the sincere affection of love. The most pure feeling. No judgment, No other thoughts. It's just this glowing beam of love. And I have to think to myself, do we actually give sincere love to ourselves? Because I feel like if we did, we would then be able to share it with others. It's what the body requires. It's what the soul requires. Love. And your soul love. And your mind love. Rejecting it, just like I read from the 24-hour book, rejecting it makes your life difficult. So how and when do we get over the fear of being vulnerable enough to trust enough to comfort and love and nurture ourselves, and then to comfort and nurture others that are around us? There's love. It's difficult. It can be fearful. But when it's sincere love, and I wanted to think, okay, when was my most sincere love? No judgment, no, just like I was in awe. Takes me to the birth of my children. I had to labor, right? So it was difficult until they were placed in my hands. And instantly my heart was full. And I felt it. No judgment. No, I'm not sure I want to love this child because maybe it's not going to love me back. Instantly nurturing, loving. So in thinking about all of this, how do we start? And talk often about when you change your perspective, the outcome will change. I don't remember who said that. It's not mine. I wish it was. But changing your words, including the word love in that. Instead of saying, I hate when there's no gas in my car. I love when I have a full tank of gas because then I can go anywhere I want. Oh, I hate that I have to. I hate Mondays. I love that it's the beginning of a new week. It's changing how you're looking at things. I swear, when you say I hate, you send hate out. And I've had that conversation with several people about several different things. When my kids were little, and they would go, oh, I hate school. And I'm like, no, we don't hate. I strongly dislike. All right, tell me why. And then it's digging down deep into where the discomfort is, that we can switch that light switch so that we can then show love and gratitude for it. So love will eventually blossom, and the habit will become greater than the habit you have of breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's the law of attraction. What you send out in the universe will come back to you. But you don't send it out in the universe expecting it to come out. You just do that because that's who you are. So what do you want to receive from the universe? What do you want to give to yourself? Why are we so hard and judgmental on ourselves? That's like baffling to me. I'm the biggest critic of myself. I did a reading a couple weeks ago that I just did not feel like I was truly connected. Yes, I was given a lot of detail. Yes, people could pick that up and they understood it. But it didn't feel like I was in my element. It wasn't just kind of clicking. And I remember when I got done with that reading, I thought, oh my God, why am I even doing this? I can't do this. I'm not any good at this. Maybe I lost it. The self-doubt came in. Instead of thinking to myself, the words that were given needed to be given at that time. I need to love myself enough to know that it can't be perfect all the time. And I read this quote. It just actually popped up. See Synchronicities before I came live. And it's by Rachel Marie Martin. And her words say, your day doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to have meaning. Showing up matters. Trying matters. Love matters. Perfection doesn't matter. You matter. And I feel like that's my biggest takeaway from learning about spirituality, connecting to myself and saying, I matter. Because we lose that. We feel like we're a burden to society, to our family and friends. We feel like nobody listens to what we have to say. We look at the negative side of things instead of thinking about where you have been and where you are now. And where I am right now is not where I'm going to be later. How do I make that transition better, easier, through love, through guidance, through hope? Everybody, do I want to go there? I have to think about that. So there's a lot going on in the world today. I'll put it this way. There's a lot of different things going on. And there are a lot of opinions about what's going on. Who's doing what? Why is it being done? Instead of, just for a thought, instead of getting angry about the who, the what, the where, and the when, why not pause for a moment, put your hand on your heart, take a deep breath, resonate with yourself, and send love to the situation. Send clarity to the who, what, when, where, and how. Because if we fuel it with anger and confusion in the spiritual realm, in our soul, it gives it power. Why do you want to give it power? No. No. Warmth. Oh, that's funny. So what my guides just showed me, if you put a stick of butter in the microwave, it melts. Warmth melts something that's solid. Why does water boil, hot water, boil a soft egg? How does that work? Right? Cool water does nothing to the egg. So when you boil the water, it makes it hard. So when we throw anger out of our mouths, in our thoughts, in our energy, it makes us hard. But when you put the butter in the microwave, when you send warmth, it softens it. It melts it almost to nothing. Interesting. When you say. So, when I'm talking to you today, I hope that you think about how you are nourishing your soul, what you are giving to your soul. Because what you give to your soul emanates to others. If I'm having a bad day and somebody yells my name, I'm probably going to go, what? If I'm having a good day and somebody yells my name, I'm going to, yeah, what's up? Check. Check yourself. Check how you're talking about yourself. Check how you feel about yourself. Check about the things that you do for yourself, for your own soul journey. Read good things. Listen to good music. Raise your vibration. Have deep conversations with people. Not to get into an argument, for God's sakes. It's okay to disagree with them. Listen. Just listen. Use my trick. Years ago, when I was a manager, when someone would be speaking to me, I was listening to resolve their issue. Because if they're coming to me, they want it resolved. And I learned that sometimes they just needed someone to listen. So when someone would come to me with something, I would literally and I still do it, fingers over my mouth, which is my sign, shut mouth, pay attention, listen, and ask questions. So someone comes to you with a problem, don't instantly try to resolve it, or don't instantly, my pet peeve, oh, now you know how I feel. Oh, well, when that happened to me, I didn't ask when it happened to you. I'm asking you to hold space for me in a loving way, because right now I'm confused. So once someone gives you their information, I understand. What do you want to do about that? How can I help? Do you need some advice? Because if they didn't ask you for advice, don't give it to them. That just makes their soul all staticky. Love. That's what you want to offer. If your child came to you with a problem, would you instantly say, well, let's go fix it? Maybe you would, but how did that happen? And what did you say? And what do you feel like we should do? Putting the power back to them so they can see it in a loving way. Make sense? It's giving the soul what the soul needs, the nourishment, the replenishment, and the love that it needs. Not just every once in a while, but on a daily basis. What's my heart need? I need to just breathe. I just need to be aware of some quiet time with my heart and checking in with myself so that when I am checking in on others, I'm at my best. Make sense? All right, guys. I hope that I will see you tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Bold Brave Media. The channel is Connecting to Spirit. It's on YouTube, Spotify, and other streaming platforms. But tonight we're going to talk about getting raw and truthful about spirituality, what my experiences have been, and how to approach it with an open mind, not an overthinking mind. I just hope you have the most loving, beautiful day possible. Give yourself some love. Send love and appreciation to others. Know that you're not perfect. Okay? Your day doesn't have to be perfect to have meaning. Showing up matters. Trying matters. Love matters. Perfection does not matter. You matter. All right, guys. Hopefully I'll see you tonight. I love you so much. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.